Hey guys, how is everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. I'd like to welcome all you new subscribers. If you have any questions about anything, my email address should be right below this video in the comments section. That said, I really appreciate all the comments and the emails I've got, and all the good words from you guys means a lot. Seems some of you got a good kick out of me falling that tree over to the side. That thing was a little more rotten in the center than I thought. I knew it was rotten down low toward the bottom of the stump, so I kind of high stumped it, and whatever, it ended up being rotten there too. I don't even know if wedging it would have worked, but I'd done looked around. I knew there was nothing over to the side that could hurt. There's two strands of high tensile there behind it that it kind of pushed down. It was my fence, so it wasn't any big deal. So I was standing to the left side of it. I either knew it had the chance it could go backwards or go over to the right side, so I fell it from the left anyway because I kind of knew it was going to go wrong. But anyway, with that said, got a pretty good load of wood out of that one tree. And a little ash I cut after that. We didn't even get to bring but a couple rounds of it home because the truck had more on it than it wanted to haul with that one tree. Wasn't real big, but it was tall. I'd say close to 100 feet tall. I think I walked off on it. But anyway, with that said, this is our little 028 Super. I picked this up off a friend back in October. We were at his house cutting firewood. Sadly, he's passed away. One of the few people in our county that the coronavirus has taken away from us, but just a shitty deal is what it is. Guys, just stay safe is about all I can say. Hopefully we put it all behind us soon, I hope, but I have my doubts too. But anyway, with this saw, it's the 028 Super 31mm stroke, which is crazy short, 46mm bore. It's 51.5 cc's. I've had this saw apart several times, just never would perform the way I wanted it. I've got it pretty close right now. There's not a whole hell of a lot left I can do to it. Other than maybe trying to look into adapting a larger carburetor on it and maybe a different air filter set up. But for an old firewood saw or something to limb with, I think it'll be just fine anyway. I split the cases on this, new bearing seals, crankcase gasket. I've had a couple different top ends on it. The one that came on the saw, it just had some stuff wrong with it I didn't like, and it never would really build a lot of compression. I had two different pistons in it, two different sets of rings. Just never would run right. The first time I took the saw out back here and ran it, I ran it in a piece of poplar. It done okay, about the way I would have expected. Took it to cut some firewood with it, set it into a big piece of maple that had been set in a wall, and it just, it was more than it can handle. I ended up just setting the saw down and getting another one and working with it. But that said, we've got it pretty strong now. It'll gnaw right through whatever you want to set it into. Is it a race saw? No, never will be, but for an old work saw, I think it's doing pretty good. Not going to throw out timing numbers because they are very aggressive, and I tried timing numbers from stock all the way to where I'm at now, and to be honest with you, on the exhaust, it's the furthest I've pushed a saw in a long time. Port work turned out real good. We widened the ports as wide as we could. I had some video of the port work, but somehow it got deleted, so I apologize for that. I just don't have it anymore. Intake port, we opened it up, changed the timing, widened it as far as we could safely widen it. I opened up and hogged out the lower transfers. these do have a pop-up piston in them, so we went in and reworked our upper transfers, changed timing on those, changed the angle on them just a little bit. I've advanced the ignition timing a couple degrees. I've actually added 2 ports with the muffler, so it's actually a triple port now. And then other than that, it's just things we had done before. I've changed the intake boot. Wasn't really anything wrong with the original one. It was just kind of starting to get a little soft. Put an impulse line on it. It has a new fuel line and filter, and the carb's been rebuilt. And I think when I first got it, we put a clutch drum on it to where I could have a rim sprocket to where I could change the pitch of the chain. And that is a brand new Archer 16-inch full comp chisel bit right out of the box. Before the video I'm going to show, I had probably made, I don't know, a dozen test cuts with it. I have ran it with a 16-inch 325 pitch, but it was a safety chain, and just cut time was close to the same, but I just liked the more aggressive chain, and it just seemed like it put it in a better RPM band than the wood, I guess. And that old bar is older than me. It is the original bar that came with my 041 Farm Boss. Really need to get that saw out and run it. I've got several videos on that. I think the last one I have of it, we was out cutting wood back, probably back about this time last year. It started pouring the rain right after I just dropped. It was a small locust, but it was tall, probably 75 feet tall or something. And I didn't want to leave it, and ended up cutting that thing up in the pouring rain. Surprisingly, I didn't end up sick, but anyway, with that said, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I appreciate all of you. I'll throw up a little video of the final test cuts of this thing, and we may or may not take it over and do a little work with it in the woods, but it's kind of just one I wanted to add to my collection. But I wanted it right, that way if I ever picked it up and wanted to take it out and work with it, I just wasn't going to be aggravated with a slow cutting saw. But anyway, with that said, you guys stay safe and have a good one.